everybody was on the porch waiting for.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
I got the wrong scripture up here. Okay, now I'm in the right spot. Okay. Position for a blessing.
Yes, sir.
All right, I can see that.
Okay.
And your theme, a blessing coming my way.
Mhm.
A blessing. Okay, a blessing,
Mhm.
a blessing coming my way. Let's all look at that. Alex, did you do your sermon outline for John 5, 1 through 10?
No, sir. I gotta get caught up. I still got some
Okay.
something to do.
Okay, so let's look at it while we go through this.
Okay.
Position for a blessing.
Y'all in John chapter 5, right?
John chapter 5, verses 1 through 10.
Okay.
I'm going through steps 1 through 7. Did you turn that in, Bill, or did I?
We went over, let me see, I know we went over everything and then we went to the next part.
Okay. But you still have it?
Yes, I got it right.
Okay. What did you have for your subject for that?
The subject, healing power,
Healing power, your subject. What did you have for a theme?
the power of healing.
The power of healing. Healing power and the power of healing. That's your theme. And the power of thing. Okay. What was step 3?
The three was, I changed that when we talked about it.
Okay, that's fine.
How can all Christians be healed?
How can all Christians be healed? Okay. You had, how can all Christians be healed? Okay, that's good.
Well, that's what I put after we discussed it.
Okay, and that's fine.
Okay.
That's good. Anyone can be blessed by Jesus Christ. Now, position for a blessing is coming your way. Anyone can be blessed. Is that a true statement?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all agree that's a true statement?
I don't agree.
You don't agree? Why don't you
Yeah,
agree?
because if blessings come from salvation, so if some people who don't believe in Jesus Christ can't be blessed.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
Well, I'm just trying to hear what the question actually was.
Okay. His proposition was anyone can be blessed by Jesus Christ. And my question was, is that a true statement?
No,
Why not?
everyone can't be blessed by Jesus Christ.
Why not?
Because some people fall short of the glory of God.
Are they not blessed? Some of them are not blessed.
Some, but not all.
Sinners are even blessed.
Mm.
Sinners are blessed. So everybody is blessed in one way or another, whether they believe or not.
Yeah, okay. Depending on what you consider to be a blessing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the thing is, how are we blessed? If we talk about being blessed in the context of the scripture, how are we blessed in the context of the scripture? that was the means. That was the means of him being blessed. The water was the means.
Right.
So how was he? What?
You know, only with number one, we're blessed by his presence. You know,
Okay.
and so in my just in that particular setting, everyone, whether it was blessed by his presence, whether it was tangible or not, because he was on the scene, everybody acted on that in that particular area was positioned to be blessed.
Okay.
To be blessed.
Again, how are we blessed?
We're blessed.
Let me say this before you answer that. Even though non-believers are blessed, they don't look at it as a blessing.
They don't.
Some of them might look at it as an entitlement.
Oh, okay, so then how are we blessed in everything we do?
How are we blessed?
The understanding of what Jesus Christ gives. So it would be the understanding, like it's a blessing because we understand that this comes from Jesus Christ and it belongs to us through Him,
How?
through salvation, through Jesus Christ and what He done.
What you got? Something so small. One word can change a whole sermon.
Receiving it.
They received it, but how? That's been said.
Okay.
One thing haven't been said. That's why I keep saying how.
Mm-hmm.
Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Faith. And here, your proposition, anyone can be blessed by faith
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
in Jesus Christ. By faith in
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay? You see, we look at things and we say, yeah, Jesus Christ. But it's faith. Faith is the key.
Mm-hmm.
See, actually, when it was just me and you, we was kind of going in the same direction. That's why, so this is what I wrote.
Okay.
So I changed the whole thing. And now you got me thinking. I thought I was doing it.
You all right?
That's good. That's good. Like I said before, iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, a key element of receiving. What did the blind man do? What did Jesus tell, not the blind man, I was told the blind man. What did he tell him to do?
Take up your bed and walk.
But before that, oh yeah, okay, he told him to take up his bed and walk. But before that, he told him to do something else.
Hold on, wait a minute. Don't say, because I got to go. Oh, actually, he asked him a question.
But wait,
He told him to go, okay, he told him, he was already there, okay? He was at the pool.
He's at the pool.
So, he had to believe, faith,
Yeah.
that to get in the water. But then again, he says, look at it. Whosoever did first enter the trouble, this is what the man said. He said, a certain man was there,
Yes.
okay? The impotent man answered him, sir, I have no one when the water's troubled to put me in, okay? So Jesus said unto him, rise up, because he believed.
Right.
His faith in Jesus caused him to be healed.
Mm.
So his faith caused him to move and be healed. Okay? So, sometimes we got to, when we formulate our sermons, we got to remember some key elements.
Yeah.
What we might miss sometimes is good to just reflect. What causes, okay, Yeah, anyone can be blessed. But how do we become blessed?
Through our faith.
Through our faith.
Wow.
And that's what people have to know.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody, but the faith,
Mm.
our faith is what gets us through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Because without faith, it's impossible.
Exactly, that's what the word says. There you go. That's what the word says.
Yeah. Okay.
So you see, that's a key
Yes, sir.
element.
Yes, sir.
Because you even bring that in.
Yes, sir.
By faith. What did the word say? The word, you bring the word back
Yeah.
to them.
Mhm.
The word says, without faith.
But it was by faith that he was waiting at the pool.
Exactly.
And can I just say this?
Yes, sir.
I mean, as a, you know, what dawned on me when I was doing this is the people that was standing around, you know, because everybody was on the porch.
Mhm.
He was the only one by the pool waiting because of his limitation. Evidently, they kind of knew about what time the angel was going to come. Because that's why they weren't in a hurry to get to the pool.
Well, there's a lot of speculation about that.
Let me ask you.
But
I'm
they didn't
gonna
realize-
touch on that too.
They didn't realize that the angel wasn't going to ever come. Because Jesus the healer was already on the scene.
Right, right.
Mhm.
What
But
you
Dr.
got?
Douglas, I've heard a little bit about this before, and it was like talk to me that at one point in time, like if they entered that water like prematurely, that they could die. Is that true or not true?
That's not true.
Okay.
Where does it say that in the scripture?
Right. That's why I
doesn't
asked
say
the
that.
question. Yeah.
The water says that, the scripture says that the man was waiting for the water to be troubled.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's important to know about what it is you're talking about.
Right.
If he was waiting at the pool for the water to be troubled, I'm gonna throw a little wrench in there. Some people say that, well, let me back up a minute. We picture pools as a certain way. Pools back here are completely different from anything we could think.
Mm-hmm.
How many levels were there to this pool?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see.
That's the deep dive.
Yeah, and see now, if this was something other than the sand, you know, I'd have been for deep dive, I don't know.
There were 3 levels to this pool. Everybody here have a smartphone, right?
Yes, sir.
I have pictures of this pool that I took myself.
Wow.
Yeah, there's 3 levels to this pool,
Sheesh.
but that's the pool of Bethesda, where it was.
Okay.
And there's some talk that the water would come down from one level to the next level, and that's what caused the water to be stirred. That's what some people say. That's what caused it to be stirred. Because, like I say, pools are nothing like we see pools.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good picture. The actual pool is really decayed. Now, it's decayed. You can see the different levels on it. But it would take a man with faith to be, and it doesn't say what part of the pool he was at. You know, and this is a better picture of it the way it is today. That's a better picture of it.
Okay.
And you can almost see the different levels.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is, when you formulate your sermons, you got to know something about, if you was to preach about this man at the pool, it would be important for the people to know that there were different levels
Yeah.
to this pool. It's a lot of talk out there about, like you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. Because the Bible, if it was that important, the Bible would say something about it.
Right.
A little bit, anyway. but it didn't say anything about it. So it's really not people just talking.
Speculating, yeah.
Yeah, so, but we know this man had some awesome faith.
Yeah.
Because even knowing how his condition was, when Jesus told him to do something, he did it. And that's a lesson in itself.
Yeah.
When Jesus tells us to do something, we should just do it. Like the Nike commercial, just do it.
That's it.
No question asked.
Huh?
Say no question asked.
No, just do it.
I just made reference to that because on Tuesdays I teach at Veterans Hall and we're in Exodus.
Okay.
And we're actually chapter 7, but back in chapter 4 and 5, when Moses was making all these excuses about what his
He
shortcomings.
can't do it, yeah.
And
I don't talk right.
And you can see it, but you can't see it. God got a little perturbed at his excuse. Just do what it says, Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
That's all we gotta do sometimes. Just
Just do it.
Just do it. We wanna,
We want to know the details.
yeah.
We want to know, like, how deep was the pool?
Yeah.
What section of the pool should I go to?
But I can't swim. All that.
Yeah,
You worry about too much, just get there.
don't worry about it. But that's what we gotta look at, okay? So, in your propositional interrogative, you have,
I don't even have the best handwriting, finish it.
all can be blessed by Jesus Christ. You have anyone can be blessed by Jesus Christ, and all can be blessed.
I worded that wrong.
Yes, you did. Oh, no, I see it now. No, you didn't. How can we be blessed? I see it. Okay. How can we be blessed? Good question. How can we? By faith. It's too easy. Too easy. Too easy. People want to make things hard when it's really simple. It's too easy. By faith. By faith. And if you look in the Bible talks about by faith.
We are
So-and-so
healed.
did this by
We
faith.
healed. We healed.
So-and-so did this by faith.
Hebrews 11, yeah.
See? Yeah.
Like in Dr. Ball's class, we talk about the simplicity
Mm-hmm.
of God.
That's beautiful.
Nothing is hard.
Yeah.
Nothing is hard. We make things hard.
Yeah. Facts.
Just like when we preaching, I was always taught you should preach to the lowest level in your audience.
Mm.
Our lowest level is children, teens. We should teach something so that they can understand it. I've always been taught when you preach or teach, the original language should be included in your teaching and in your sermon. When you do that, if you use a word and it could be over some adults, but come back right after you say that, explain what that word means. They're learning. Some of them, you'd be surprised, some of them still learning. They're learning. Like expository. Most people don't know what expository means.
Mm-hmm.
That's a preaching word. So if you use that, say what it means. Or something along those lines. Okay? Your key word is blessed. Okay? What's this? Transitional. Okay, your transition system. Let me ask you this. What makes up a sentence?
What makes up a sentence?
Yes.
Going back to school now.
Having a person, place, or thing.
Person, place, or thing? That's
That's a noun. That would be the noun of it.
One second, that's what makes it
A
up.
sentence,
Having one
okay.
of those.
You have Christ himself chooses who he wants to bless.
I know, that's,
Okay, that's, okay. your transitional sentence should lead from everything you've just stated above into your sermon.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about when I was telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Christ himself chooses who he wants to bless. Okay. A blessing coming my way. Okay. Transitional sentence. A transitional sentence is something like this, in looking at this. Okay. People all over the world are blessed in one form or another. How we are blessed depends on our attitude. Our attitude and our faith in God. Okay? That you transitioning from what you have said now into your sermon. Whatever your sermon is going to be. Whatever it's about. Here it's about blessings. Okay? Your first main point is first main point. Let me go back up. After, okay, first main point. After this, there was a feast of the Jews. After this, there was a feast of the Jews. Okay, everybody agree that's the main point?
After this, there was a feast of the Jews as a main one.
Okay, what's your subject?
Jews.
The Jews? Okay, what's happening to the Jews?
They had the feast.
They had the
They
feast.
had the feast.
Okay, so Jews would be your subject.
So,
Let me think a minute. Let me look at this again. After this, there was
was a feast of the Jews.
no. Feast. Let me back up.
It will be the feast. of
Say again?
the Jews.
Huh?
The main point will be, the Jews.
Everybody agree to Jews?
Because after, you know.
Alex, you're quiet. You believe the subject is the Jews?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. I just tried to run everything through my head. The subject is the feast. The feast is what's happening. Where is the feast happening?
In Jerusalem.
When did the feast happen? After
After
the blessing. After the blessing. Who was the feast for?
The Jews.
The Jews. So the feast would be your subject. So the thing is, how can you incorporate this as a main point? Something that you want to identify. You want the people to identify with. Okay? You want to identify, you can, if you use this, what feast do we have to look forward to?
But just me, you know, if, you know, to say it in no other way than what I said, if it was me, if I was
Subject.
giving a sermon, I would make the feast, I would make the subject of the feast, but I would back up simply because the chapter starts saying after this. Most people don't know what happened. They don't know about the after this, so they're already in a questionable mode as to after what.
That's what you gotta tell them.
So that's why.
That's why it's the main, after this. You said after this. After this, there were a feast of the Jews. After what?
After what?
Then you go back after the blessing that God had performed on this lame man by the pool. So you go back and, because that's part of your text.
Yeah.
Everybody done read. So after this, wait a minute. Nope. I'm wrong.
After this was when he did
No.
the signs and wonders.
After this, yep, we gotta go back to chapter 4.
Yeah, that's what.
But after this, my fault, I looked at that wrong. We gotta go back to chapter 4 to know what he was referring to after this. So, chapter 4, we on 5 there. After chapter 4 ended,
You know, the Samaritan woman gave the official son.
okay, after the second sign, healing of the official son.
Mm-hmm.
After the healing of the official son,
Yeah.
if you want to include that, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it goes back into more blessings that Jesus is doing.
It's part of the story.
He speaks to the blessings.
But more importantly, there's one key element that's included here that's
The
carried over.
blessings.
Huh?
The blessings.
What about the blessing?
The blessings that he performed prior, because when he blessed the Samaritan woman, when he healed the official son.
No,
Okay.
it pours more meat into the faith. If you're talking about faith, it speaks more to it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It was because of the official's faith
Mm-hmm.
that his son was healed. Because what did he tell him? What did he tell him?
You know, say, go, your faith, and he said, go, told him to return home, your faith is saved your son. And he inquired.
He said,
about
thy
what
son
time
liveth, and
it
himself
was,
believed.
and everything.
Yeah.
While he was talking, he wanted to know, so what time did
That
this
time,
blessing-
because he knew what Jesus said.
Mm-hmm. So it
So
speaks to it.
by his faith
By his faith.
Mm-hmm.
was his son healed. So after this, after the blessing of healing the centurion's son by faith.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that moves right into as a continuation to your son. After this, after what? What are we talking about? Because we in another chapter now. After this, so you go back, and that's pretty much, if you will, your second introduction. Because now you've already started to move into the meat of your, not the meat, but you're starting into the beginning of your sermon. Not the introduction, but you're into the beginning of your sermon. So at the beginning, you're going back and talking about after this, after what happened to the centurion, because that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody gonna want, they read after this, okay, a lot of them don't know to go back and look.
Yeah.
They just readers of the Bible. You know, they don't know to go back after what? They're gonna be after what? Go back and look.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't know that. So after that, he said was the feast of the Jews. That's the main point, and the subject is the feast. Okay, so yes, you have it right. It's a main point, and you should have underlined your subject. So when you have a main point, that way we can talk about it. Okay. So whenever you have to do this, underline your subject. We can see you got it right. It's a main point, but the subject is the feast and not the Jews, because the feast is the action. All right. After that, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Main point or sub point?
See, me, it's hard for me to have Jesus as anything other than
I hear you. But you have him here, Jesus went up to Jerusalem, and as a sub point.
That's a sub point.
Why did you say it's a main point?
Why did I?
Well, no. You said it's, well, let me hear you first. Why did you say it's a sub point?
I said it was a sub point. Because it just said where Jesus went to Jerusalem.
Okay. Why did you say it was, you said something, why you say it's a main point?
It's hard, I just said, it's hard for me to consider Jesus anything other than a main point.
I hear you.
So it's like, you know.
He's always gonna be a main point, but as far as what's taking place,
You know,
what did you said it was the main point. Why you say it's the main point?
because of Jesus.
No, you said a sub point.
I said sub point.
Yeah,
I
you
said
said a sub point.
I said sub point.
Yeah, you got sub point on your sheet.
I said sub point.
Why you say it's a main point, Billy?
Because Jesus is subject.
Okay, Jesus, oh, you're saying Jesus is the subject. And Jesus went up to Jerusalem. So if Jesus, you agree with that, Alex?
I agree with that because that's the action.
Say again?
I said I agree with that.
Okay, so if Jesus is the subject, what did Jesus do? He left.
Yeah.
He went. Where did he go?
Jerusalem.
Up.
To Jerusalem.
Up to where? To Jerusalem. So that would be a main point.
Mm-hmm.
With Jesus, you said it,
Yeah.
but you just had it a little different. Jesus is the subject, and it's a main point. So if we was preaching this, we say Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now, we can say, although the text says he went up to Jerusalem, he could say he went up to 115th Street. That's where my house is, on 115th Street. He went up to my house to see me, or whatever, however you choose to use that. But that's the main point. Verse 2, he says, now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool. Main point or sub point?
Main point.
Everybody agree? Alex, you agree? Main point?
I think it's a sub point.
Okay, you think it's a sub? Why do you think it's a sub point? Since two agree, one disagree, why do you think it's a sub point?
I don't really see. I really just don't see that much. No action for real.
Okay,
It's just a lot of sheep.
Billy, why you say it's a main point?
Yeah, I don't see any.
Because he got a subject.
What's the subject?
Jerusalem.
The subject is Jerusalem? Okay, let's look at this. The bottom of it, which is called, wait a minute. Oh, now there was at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool.
A pool.
Where's the pool?
In Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem where?
By the sheep
By
market.
the sheep
market.
So what's your subject?
The pool.
The pool. Exactly. The pool. The pool is the subject because everything is
Centered around the pool.
exactly.
Yes.
That's it. Which is called in Hebrew tongue Bethesda. Main point, sub point.
Sub point.
Everybody agree?
Agree.
Sub point. Which is called in Hebrew tongue Bethesda. Okay. Having 5 porches. We all know that's the subject. Verse 3. Now, no, come back. Verse 3. In these days lay a great multitude of impotent folk. Main point or sub point?
Main point.
Main point.
What's your subject?
Folk.
Folk.
Folk. Impotent folk.
In these. Okay. Folk is the subject. Of blind. Subject. Halt. Sub point. Withered. Sub point. Waiting for the moving of the water. Main or sub point?
Sub point.
Sub point?
Yes, sir.
What the rest of you say?
Sub point.
Sub point? Sub point? Okay, let's look at this. Waiting for the moving of the water. What is the water doing? Waiting. Waiting for what?
The movement.
To be moved.
To be moved.
Mm-hmm.
So water here is your sub point. I mean, is your main point.
Yes, sir.
Is
Your subject. Your subject.
Water is your subject. Because the water is waiting to receive the action.
Mm.
It's waiting to be moved. So, while we're saying water, we put anything in there. Whatever we choose, whatever we think, waiting for the movement. What are people waiting for? People waiting for a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
How are you waiting for that blessing?
On your knees, laying in bed,
That's what they.
sitting at the table.
We're waiting by faith.
Mm-hmm.
You see how faith just runs straight?
Faith go with everything.
Faith. We're waiting. We're waiting. The water waiting to be moved. How are we waiting for our blessing? By faith. We know it's going to come. We're just waiting for it to come.
I like that already. That'll preach.
By faith. Faith is starting from the beginning and it's going all the way through. But, man.
That's that'll preach right there. That's good.
No, I'm saying because I got to stop here. I got to take my wife to pick up her car.
Waiting for the movement
But
of the water.
Listen, I mean, if y'all want to get together sometime other than the time we meet here in class, just let me know, even if it's on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anytime you got a question about something, hey, you want to go work through something, call me up. I mean, we ain't got to be, only time we talk about this is in class.
Right.
You know, I'm here whenever. But yeah, so let's do this. For next week, this is what I want you to do. Do everybody have, I want you to print out your outline. Print out your outline, and we're gonna do something next week a little different. Not yet, a little different. And this,
My outline to my.
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you the text. I'm gonna give you the text, and I want you to print it. I want you to do John the 11th chapter. Let me write that down. 11th chapter. Do I want to do that? Yeah. Well, I want to see if I find something smaller. Don't want that. Okay, yeah, I do that. Let's change that, make it the 12th chapter. Yeah. John the 12th chapter, verses 9 through 11. Okay? Okay. Got a surprise for y'all next week.
That's good stuff.
Any questions? All right, gents. I'll see y'all next week.
Alex, do you have my number?
No, sir, let me get it.
And can you text me, please, sir?
Yes, sir, I can text you now.
Send me a text.
Did you get to check out the book I was talking about, the Green Book?
Yes, sir.
Did it help you at all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's good, man. That guy is Apostle Mills. He's good. He's real good. He breaks that thing down.